Hello everybody, this is your Digital Super Saiyan 3 back here with another video, and I know I'm like 2 days late, but yes, I know May the 4th has already happened, but still, I'm not that late because, the month of May we're getting a new Star Wars movie in the form of The Mandalorian and Grogu, with Mandalorian and Grogu coming out on the 22nd of May. And yes, if you're wondering when the heck am I going to do my Judgment Day 2009 review, I believe I'm going to be doing that next week. So don't worry, wrestling fans. The Judgment Day 2009 review will be coming very, very soon, actually. But first, I wanted to do this Star Wars countdown video, which is top 5 Star Wars death battle ideas. Now, I actually looked these up on the Death Battle Wiki. Well, most of the first 4 entries on this top 5 list. Well, my number 1, this one had been brewing in the back of my mind. And originally, I should have put that on my list of 10 death battles I really wanted to see. But we'll get to my number 1 in a second. So yes, we know Star Wars has been a part of many death battles. We've seen various Star Wars characters compete on Death Battle and have been in various death battles. We've seen the likes of Luke Skywalker versus Harry Potter, Darth Vader versus Doctor Doom, and Darth Vader versus Obito Uchiha from Naruto. We've seen Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Kakashi Hatake from Naruto as well, which was another Naruto versus Star Wars death battle. We've seen Yoda versus King Mickey from Kingdom Hearts. But these are the 5 characters I've chosen to compete on a death battle. Basically, there were a lot of other Star Wars characters I could have thought of, but these are just the 5 that I really wanted to see appear on Death Battle. And I also picked out perfect matchups for most of these characters. Like I said, I had the power of the Death Battle Wiki on my side. If you have a favorite Star Wars character that you want to see on a death battle and actually wanted to have an idea for a future death battle with Star Wars characters, let me know in the comment section below what death battles you would want to see some of these characters compete in. But these are just the 5 Star Wars characters I truly want to see appear on Death Battle and basically appear for these future episodes of Death Battle. So, on to the list. Number 5, Ahsoka Tano versus Aqua from Kingdom Hearts. Now, I chose Ahsoka Tano versus Aqua because when it comes to characters from Kingdom Hearts that Ahsoka would have more in connection with, it would definitely be Aqua. Now, since both Ahsoka and Aqua are guardians of light who did stray from the path, and definitely had their lowest of moments. Now, the version of Ahsoka they're definitely going to go with is definitely the Ahsoka TV show version of Ahsoka, where she's much older. So they're mainly going to be using Ahsoka as she's much older, but still in the prime of her life, taking on Aqua. And Aqua herself, she was locked in the realm of darkness for so many years. And had to fight through so much pain just to get back to where she was. And Ahsoka and Aqua definitely do carry similarities to each other. Although Ahsoka does have 2 lightsabers and Aqua has her Keyblade. I mean, yes, this is also the second time we see Kingdom Hearts take on Star Wars, because back in 2021 we had King Mickey versus Yoda, or Yoda versus King Mickey. So Ahsoka and Aqua would be a perfect matchup, and it's not the only Star Wars versus Kingdom Hearts battle on my list. But yeah, Aqua is definitely the character I could definitely think taking on Ahsoka in this death battle. Number 4, Din Djarin the Mandalorian versus Judge Dredd. Now, looking at different characters I could think of for Din Djarin on the Death Battle Wiki, the one that I ended up picking was Judge Dredd. Now, both do hunt down. Now, while one's a bounty hunter and the other is a cop, they are both human armories, mind you, as they both have a massive arsenal against each other they can use. And also, the reason why I wanted to include Din Djarin the Mandalorian in a death battle in the first place is not just because of the movie that's coming out, of course, since I just mentioned that in the beginning of this video with the Mandalorian and Grogu coming out, but I also want to see him in the death battle because of how much I really loved his own series, The Mandalorian. And yes, watching all 3 seasons and watching this guy even appear in the Book of Boba Fett, yeah, I mean, Din Djarin is just really cool. I mean, heck, I even had him once as one of my avatars as an avatar on Disney Plus for a while, until I later switched it to Wolverine from X-Men. But yeah, Din Djarin is just... I always found Din Djarin to be pretty cool. And I know there could have been other opponents I could have pitted him up against, but I feel like Judge Dredd would be perfect because Judge Dredd's never been in a death battle, and I would love to see Judge Dredd face someone in a death battle, and I thought Din Djarin would be the perfect opponent for him. Number 3, Starkiller versus Riku. Now, let's talk about The Force Unleashed. I played a little bit of the first game and a little bit of the second game. I didn't finish all of The Force Unleashed when I played, of what little I've played of them. But Starkiller, I do love the character of Starkiller, actually. I mean, he is the son of a rogue Jedi Knight who was slain by Darth Vader. He was then taken in and trained by Darth Vader. Look, I'm even wearing my Darth Vader shirt. But yes. I mean, then of course you got Riku. Both Starkiller and Riku were influenced by the darkness. Then both strive for redemption, and both did end up getting redemption arcs. Although, unlike Starkiller, which, depending on which ending you pick, or which ending you go with for Starkiller, his story ended in tragedy no matter what he picked. While as Riku sort of had a happy ending, especially at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. But either way you slice it, both of these two do have similarities, and it would be kind of an interesting battle between Riku and Starkiller. Obviously they're going to use Kingdom Hearts 3's version of Riku, considering Riku in Kingdom Hearts 3, they are basically going to be using that version of Riku, since instead of his Kingdom Hearts 2 or Kingdom Hearts 1 versions, because Kingdom Hearts 3 was current, and, well, we haven't had a new game since, so obviously they're using the last known version of Riku they're going to be using. As much as I do love Riku, and don't get me wrong, I love Riku. Anyway, number 2, Darth Maul versus Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill. Okay, so Star Wars characters have fought anime characters, but mostly they were against Naruto characters. So let's pit a Star Wars character against a different anime, and that being Kill la Kill, and its protagonist Ryuko Matoi. I mean, yes, Darth Maul has red and black skin, since he comes from the world of Dathomir, and Ryuko wears red and black clothes. Also, her hair is red and black, or is black and red. She has a red streak, has one little red streak in her hair. Oh, and yes, both Ryuko and Darth Maul are prone to anger and basically feed off of their anger. So you got one who fights with the dark force of the who fights with the dark side of the force, mind you. One who which is Darth Maul, who uses the dark side of the force, and the other who has life fibers and her Kamui in the form of Ryuko. And Ryuko was in a death battle, against Shadow in 2021, and that fight ended not so well for Ryuko. So I'm thinking Maul would be a perfect opponent for Ryuko if Ryuko was to fight again. I also was originally tempted to put Darth Maul versus Girahan from The Legend of Zelda on there as well. That would have also that's more of an honorable mention, as that was another possible battle I could have put Darth Maul in as well, because I still really want to see Darth Maul appear on Death Battle, especially since we had recently just gotten Maul Shadow Lord, and besides his double-bladed lightsaber, we could also give Maul his Mandalorian Darksaber as well, because Maul did wield it, and he did use it to cut off Pre Vizsla's head after he had killed He did use it to kill Pre Vizsla in cold blood and took over Mandalore, so Maul at least has that under his belt. And Ryuko herself has had some pretty unique victories as well. But either way you slice it, Maul versus Ryuko would be would be kind of interesting. I mean, Ryuko Matoi did show up as one of Darth Maul's possible opponents. I mean, along with another character, along with the likes of Girahan or Shadow the Hedgehog, but I decided not to use Shadow because bringing Shadow back for a fourth time would be kind of overdoing it. As much as I do love Shadow, I didn't want to put him against Maul. And Girahan, it's mainly because I don't know much about The Legend of Zelda, and I've never played Skyward Sword. I've only learned about this guy's existence through YouTube, so that's the only reason I even know about Girahan is mainly because of YouTube. But still, I would probably pick Maul versus Ryuko. But my number one pick of this top 5 Star Wars death battle ideas, and this one had been brewing in my mind, all year long, and that was going to be Darth Sidious, aka Emperor Palpatine, versus Lord Voldemort from Harry Potter. I mean, yes, we've had Harry Potter appear on Death Battle before, but that was all the way back in Season 1 when Death Battle did Luke Skywalker versus Harry Potter, and Luke ended up winning that battle against Harry. This time, we're going to be doing the villains, and Sidious and Voldemort both were responsible for everything that was going on in both movie franchises. Like, Sidious is the one who had the scheme and laid the groundwork for everything. He planted the seeds. Just like how Lord Voldemort did in his respective franchise as well. Both were responsible for even taking over their entire worlds. Voldemort took over most of the wizarding world, while Sidious, on the other hand, he basically took over an entire galaxy, which was much larger than a single world. Both took over stuff. Basically, both were conquerors in their own rights, and they took over. Both Sidious and Voldemort have the power of the dark arts under their disposal. Voldemort with his dark magic, and Sidious with the dark side of the Force. I mean, plus, Voldemort has more in common with Sidious than he does with Vader, and besides, choosing Sidious was much easier than choosing Vader because I didn't want to have Darth Vader appear in a death battle for the third time, so that's why I wanted to go with his master Sidious instead. Because Darth Sidious has never appeared on Death Battle, and I feel like now's the time to actually bring Darth Sidious on Death Battle, and having him go one-on-one against Voldemort is an easy choice. So yeah, that has been my top 5 Star Wars Death Battle ideas. Final thoughts? Well, I definitely am proud of these matchups I came up with. There were a lot of other matchups I could have done, and trust me, there were a lot of characters I wanted to mention, but I feel like these are the 5 that I'm the most proud of talking about. Anyway, this has been your Digital Super Saiyan 3, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!